I'm Michael Amir, and this is Verified. Now, on yesterday's show, we talked about the internal and external battles that the United States government is dealing with. We also talked about the mind of Donald Trump, this intense man who is something like we've never seen before. Minister Farrakhan did a beautiful job in his lecture Sunday, talking about how this is a man who wants to be a king and not a president, which explains why he's acting the way he's acting. He's doing the thing he's doing. But it is really affecting the government. It's affecting our country. Now, America is on the brink of war with Iran. You would think, as a logical person, as commander-in-chief, you're strategic on how you pick your allies and how you pick your enemies. And you won't choose a fight and start beefs with a superpower like China. So it was announced today that the American government, under Trump's administration, have put sanctions on a very powerful Chinese company, and China's not happy. Let's play Mike Pompeo speaking on it this morning.
On the Islamic Republic of Iran, the nuclear deal, it only made the regime more aggressive. We've re-engaged with allies to exert pressure on that regime. All we ask of them is all America ever asked. We just want them to behave like a normal nation. And today, as part of that maximum pressure campaign, I'm announcing that the United States is imposing sanctions on the Chinese entity, Zhuing Jingrong, and its chief executive, Yumin Li. They violated U.S. law by accepting crude oil. We've said all along that any sanction will indeed be enforced. We can't tolerate more money going to the Ayatollah, putting American soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, and putting their life at risk. It's too important.
Now, China heard this and is like, the nerves of America. This is a company who's been doing business with Iran before you was even in office, Trump, and now you're telling me I can't because of what you're going through? Come on, that's a lot. Well, the spokeswoman for China's foreign ministry spoke out today. Her name is Hua Chunying, and she is quoted as saying, "We are opposed to the U.S. bullying behavior of wantonly cracking down, suppressing, and sanctioning Chinese companies and individuals based on U.S. domestic law. We are firmly opposed to it and strongly condemn it." She went on to say, "We strongly urge the U.S. to immediately rectify its wrong behavior and stop imposing illegal sanctions against Chinese companies and individuals." Here, she called it illegal sanctions. And she said wrong behavior, said bullying. This is exactly what Trump is doing. Oh, come on, bro. China? Don't want it with China? Why are you doing this to China? It's not wise. Now, the relationship has already been rocky between the U.S. and China since these tariffs that were put in place. The two leaders met briefly at the G20 summit last month, but the tariffs on billions of goods, hundreds of billions of goods, are still in play. So this is our president for you. Now, those are problems overseas. Let's come home. Let's talk about what's going on in America. Now, this is more stuff from the Trump administration. Now, they are moving to end food stamps for 3 million people. The Agriculture Secretary, Sonny Perdue, said, and quote, "Governments have misused this flexibility. We are changing the rules, preventing abuse of a critical safety net system. So those who need food assistance the most are the ones who receive it." So he's basically saying there's a certain amount of people who get it. We're going to lower that. Now, Debbie Stabenow of Michigan, who is the senator out of Michigan, she said, quote, "This is yet another attempt by this administration to circumvent Congress and make harmful changes to nutrition assistance that have been repeatedly rejected on a bipartisan basis." She went on to say the rule would take away food from families, prevent children from getting school meals, and make it harder for states to administer food assistance. Now, she is on the Agriculture Department Action Committee, the highest ranking Democrat. So what would happen with this new rule in place? Right now, about 40 states, and including Washington, D.C., have it so to receive food stamps, your income has to be less than double the poverty level. Now, Trump's them is saying, no, that's not good enough. This new rule will make it to be eligible, you have to get less than $32,000 for a family of 4. So if this does go in place, an average of about 3 million people will lose food stamps. Right now in America, as of April, 36 million Americans are on food stamps, so 3 million more. So if you are on this assistance program and you do need it, please be mindful that it may be cut this goes through all the way. Now, more internal problems, this time from the U.S. territory, Puerto Rico. Now, this is the 11th day of protest in the capital, San Juan. They are calling for the resignation of the governor, Ricardo Rosello. Now, the protest started peacefully. It's been 11 days, it's been peaceful, but the past few days, especially yesterday and this morning, police had to tear gas people and there were multiple arrests, so it's turning up a little bit. Now, why do they want the governor out? Several reasons. First, on July 13th, Puerto Rico's Center for Investigative Journalism published an 889-page of messages from an online group chat of this governor and his top aides. Now, what was revealed in this publication it hurt a lot of people. It's very startling. It had misogynistic and homophobic messages. They talked about maintaining power of this bankrupt territory, and it made fun of hurricane victims from Hurricane Maria. Puerto Rico was devastated by a pair of hurricanes in 2017, Hurricane Maria and Hurricane Irma. This caused the death of over 3,000 people. Puerto Rico in itself still hasn't recovered. People are still homeless and living in tents and suffering. So to make light of these people's living conditions, it's hard to just accept an apology. Now, they also received disaster relief funds from the government. It was billions of dollars, and there was some misappropriation of funds. 2 of his top aides were arrested for corruption. So people are just like, we had enough, we're out. Now, this Sunday, the governor spoke. Let's hear what he had to say to the people.
What I did, those were merely comments, but they were hurtful comments. So I apologize for what I've done. But again, I need to move forward and continue on the work that we're doing forward.
So he's saying, I apologize, but I'm not stepping down. But I won't run for re-election. But I'm not stopping down. That was Sunday. People seen that, and they was like, well, you know what? We're gonna make you step down. So on Monday, about 500,000 people showed up and protested, the largest by far. They're protesting again today. We'll see how that turns out. But they're not stopping. Now, President Trump, always entertaining, weighed in on this again. Listen to his words about the governor in Puerto Rico.
You had a question on Puerto Rico? He's a terrible governor. I think you have an even worse mayor of San Juan. She's horrible. I think she's horrible. I watched her. My people did nothing but complain about her when we helped them with their hurricane problem. The mayor of San Juan, Puerto Rico, is a horror show. She's incompetent, grossly incompetent. At the same time, the governor's not good. But the governor has done a terrible job. And the mayor of San Juan she's horrible. I think she's just terrible. She's so bad for her people. And I think the government of the United States, they have to be careful. I'm the best thing that ever happened to Puerto Rico because we did a great job in Puerto Rico. They don't like to give me the credit for it, but we did a great job. I have many Puerto Rican friends.
Is Trump not a trip? Do you hear he makes everything about him? It comes right back to him. Well, thanks to me. This is a very interesting guy. But you know what I do like about what's going on in Puerto Rico? I hate that the conditions they're in, what people are going through and getting arrested. But the unity, the solidarity, that's how you make a change. That's how you make a news, when you unite and come together for a purpose. Now, I'm talking about the Trump administration, I'm talking about Trump. But what we have to understand is Trump isn't the real issue. Get rid of Trump, You bring in somebody else. You think Biden's going to save the day and we're in heaven? Or Bernie and we're in heaven? No, it isn't the person. It's the system. But the people first have to find out what they want. In Puerto Rico, they want a new governor. They find out what they want, they unite, and they come to the government as a united front to demand change. We as a people, whatever the issue is, we have to unite, find out what we want, unite, then bring the issue united. It's bigger than Trump. It is a system, but that is another conversation. But our hearts and love go out to the people of Puerto Rico. We support you. We hope you get what you're demanding for. All right, everyone, tell me what you think. Please take a second and leave a comment below. Remember, like, share, subscribe, and tune in every day. And if you really like the show, go to your app store, get the app, NFA Studios. Get the app and then comment below and let us know you got the app. Until next time, I'm Michael Amir, and this is Verified.